Hi, my name is Amelia, and today I will be giving a presentation on promoting ethics in corrections. This presentation focuses on ethical issues that can occur among correctional officers who work directly with incarcerated individuals. I will discuss three major ethical issues, explain what factors contribute to them, connect them to ethical theories, and propose a 5-module training program designed to reduce misconduct and strengthen ethical decision-making. The purpose of this training proposal is to help new correctional officers recognize ethical risks before they become serious misconduct. Correctional officers work in difficult environments where they must maintain safety and order while still treating incarcerated people lawfully and humanely. This training is designed to reduce misconduct, strengthen boundaries, improve safety, and build ethical decision-making skills before officers enter daily prison work. The goal is to not only teach rules, but to prepare officers to make professional choices under pressure. This training focuses on 3 ethical issues that are especially important in corrections. The first is inappropriate staff-inmate relationships and sexual misconduct. The second is excessive, unnecessary, or retaliatory use of force. The third is contraband smuggling, favoritism, and corruption. These issues are serious because they can harm incarcerated individuals, endanger staff, weaken facility security, and reduce public trust in the correctional system. The first ethical issue is sexual misconduct and boundary violations. This can include sexual contact, sexual harassment, inappropriate communication, sharing personal information, gifts, or emotional dependency. Even small boundary crossings can become dangerous because of correctional officers having power over incarcerated people. These problems may happen because of grooming, manipulation, loneliness, lack of supervision, or the normalization of small violations. The training response should include PREA rules, professional boundaries, manipulation recognition, mandatory reporting, and trauma-informed responses. The second ethical issue is contraband smuggling, favoritism, and corruption. Contraband can include phones, drugs, tobacco, tools, messages, money, or other prohibited items. This issue can begin with something that seems small, such as giving special treatment or keeping a secret for an incarcerated person. However, it can quickly grow into blackmail, violence, drug overdoses, or escape risks. The training response should teach officers boundary scripts, the no secret rule, search integrity, early reporting, and supervisor coaching. The third ethical issue is excessive force and physical abuse. Correctional officers may need to use force in certain situations, but that force must be necessary, lawful, and proportional. Force becomes unethical when it's retaliatory, humiliating, unnecessary, or followed by false reporting. This issue can happen because of stress, anger, poor supervision, peer protection, or an us versus them culture. Training should focus on de-escalation, proportionality, the duty to intervene, accurate reporting, and after-action review. There are several factors that can lead correctional officers towards unethical behavior. Individual factors include stress, burnout, poor emotional control, financial pressure, and a weak moral reasoning. Organizational factors include understaffing, inconsistent discipline, weak supervision, poor reporting systems, and unfair treatment of staff. Subcultural factors include silence, loyalty to coworkers over policy, cynicism, and the normalization of small violations. Environmental factors also matter because correctional work involves isolation, danger, trauma exposure, and constant pressure to maintain control. The ethical theories on this slide help explain how officers should make decisions. Utilitarianism focuses on choosing actions that protect overall safety and reduce harm. Ethical formalism, or duty ethics, emphasizes honesty, lawful force, respect, and accurate reporting, even when shortcuts seem easier. Virtue ethics focuses on professional character, including fairness, self-control, and integrity. Procedural justice focuses on treating people with dignity, neutrality, voice, and trustworthy motives. In scenario-based training, officers can apply these theories before responding so their decisions are safe, lawful, professional, and fair. My proposed training program is called Ethical Custody Foundations. It includes 5 modules. Module 1 focuses on ethical power, role, and dignity. Module 2 focuses on boundaries, PREA, and manipulation. Module 3 focuses on contraband, favoritism, and corruption resistance. Module 4 focuses on force, de-escalation, and the duty to intervene. Module 5 focuses on ethical culture, reporting, and staff resilience. Together, these modules create a practical program that connects rules, ethics, real scenarios, and long-term professional behavior. Module 1 focuses on ethical power. Correctional officers have authority, discretion, and control over people who cannot leave the environment. Because of that power, daily decisions must protect dignity, fairness, safety, and public trust. In this module, officers would work through case scenarios involving favoritism, humiliation, false reporting, and disrespect. They would also review the ACA Code of Ethics and Officer Responsibilities. This module is the foundation of the program because officers must understand that power should be controlled by professional duty, not anger, favoritism, convenience, or peer pressure. Module 2 focuses on boundaries, PREA, and manipulation. Officers learn what boundary violations look like. The training activities include practicing boundary scripts, learning PREA reporting duties, and identifying grooming behaviors before they become misconduct. This matters because boundary violations can lead to sexual misconduct, coercion, contraband, and the loss of institutional trust. PREA also requires correctional staff to be trained in preventing and responding to sexual abuse. Module 3 focuses on contraband, favoritism, and corruption resistance. Officers learn that corruption often begins with small favors, secrecy, personal relationships, or special treatment. Training activities include practicing how to say no to favors, identifying manipulation tactics, and following search and document procedures. This module matters because smuggling and corruption threatens safety by increasing violence, coercion, overdose risk, and officer blackmail. It also helps officers understand that early reporting is a protective action, not a sign of weakness. Module 4 focuses on force, de-escalation, and the duty to intervene. Officers learn that force must be necessary and never retaliatory or humiliating. Training activities include role-playing verbal de-escalation, practicing the steps of assessing, communicating, de-escalating, using proportional force, and reporting. Officers also practice how to intervene when another officer crosses the line. This matters because unnecessary force damages safety, dignity, and public trust. De-escalation and intervention training helps officers respond under pressure without abusing authority. Module 5 focuses on ethical culture, reporting, and staff resilience. Officers learn that ethical behavior depends on individual choices, but is also shaped by peer culture, stress, burnout, and a willingness to report misconduct. Training activities include reviewing warning signs of staff burnout and ethical drift, practicing how to report misconduct without escalating conflict, and discussing how supervisors should respond when new officers raise concerns. This matters because misconduct is more likely when staff feels isolated, burned out, afraid to report, or surrounded by a culture that excuses small violations. The training program should be evaluated to make sure it actually works. Officers will complete pre- and post-tests to measure improvement, along with scenario-based assessments to show that they can apply what they learned. Supervisors will observe officers on the job and provide feedback, and anonymous surveys will measure confidence in the overall ethical climate. The goal is to make sure officers understand the training and can use it effectively in real-world situations. Ethics training should not stop once officers finish the 5 modules. Officers should receive annual refreshers on PREA, boundaries, contraband, use of force, and reporting duties. Supervisors should also provide check-ins during the first 6 months and continue ethics-focused performance conversations each year. Officers should have access to wellness resources, peer support, and confidential reporting channels. This long-term support matters because ethical risks can appear at any stage of an officer's career. Thank you very much for watching, and here are my references.